Is that fireworks?
I need to hurry up and get out of goddamn Baytown, Texas. Look at what's coming out from... Oh no, got to go.
And Google told me it was a lizard, and we know daggone well this ain't no lizard, y'all. And where I work, there is no babies to be having no toys.
Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. I know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7, and this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content. Tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you're watching on your TV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. But I did have to go ahead and say, I seen some comments. I seen some people saying like, bro, you got to speak up on certain topics. And I'm like, bro, I speak up as much as I can. And sometimes I can't talk on every single topic. You get what I mean? But trust me, I'll roll with you, bro. I'll ride with you. Everything you saying, I say all the time as well. How many times when I do speak up, do I be like, bro, I might have said too much? And then y'all don't get notified when I drop a video. You know what I mean? Like, I'm finding a fine line between it. So y'all gotta bear with me. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know what it is, man. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Ah, bueno, qué momento. Miren nomás, mi raza. Ya valió madre. Ya se calentó esta madre. Ya valió madre, mi raza. Agárrate, hijo de la chingada. Ah, bueno, qué momento. Mira nomás. Mira. Ah, inga tu roña. Inga tu roña. Mira nomás. Hasta las nalgas. Ah, bueno, qué momento. Y ya va con soldados, Ya va con soldados adentro. Y chofer. Inga tu roña. Ya valió Berta esto. Ahí van. Ellos son los militares. Bueno, y ya lleva soldados adentro, mi raza. Antes de que baile.
It's so foggy tonight.
Guys, do you see that?
What? Is that fireworks?
No way.
In that 1995 meeting in Beverly Hills in the home of Clyde Davis, who was responsible for the murder of Whitney Houston, I said it. His days are numbered. And there were rappers there from all over the country. They were invited to the home of Clyde Davis, along with members of the CIA, FBI, which they didn't understand why the government was there, including many directors and CEOs of the private prisons throughout the United States was at that meeting in the mansion of Clyde Davis. And they were telling these rappers, you need to create songs talking about killing police, calling black women bees and hoes. You need to get more nasty so we can fill our prisons that we're building. Okay.
You know what's crazy during that time? I can recall when that gangster music came into play.
That's it.
And how they, you know, I don't know if the guys rapping it really knew, but they created the atmosphere.
Yes.
But it went from, I remember guys wanting to wear like the African chains around their neck
Yes.
and dancing and the haircuts, flat tops, kid and play,
Flat top, yeah.
Kwame, to the really thugged out and
Yes.
just the gang stuff. And I can recall going into like liquor stores or different places and all they had was blue and red rags.
Right.
It was just like that stuff was unprogrammed.
This was taken in Tel Aviv 6 hours ago. See the sign up here? And this guy looks awfully familiar walking around with armed security guards. Yeah, looks like the guy that's been in the news lately, right? Slap a beard, long hair, and some glasses on him so that nobody would recognize him. And if you don't believe me, I'll give you some proof. This was released by CBS News today. A blurry orange image that was shown in the 15-minute span that all security cameras went out the night he lost his life. Newly released FBI analysis of the footage, a flash of orange appears to be going to the L-tier stairs, could possibly be an inmate escorted to the tier, the same tier where he was held. Here's another analysis from an independent source. It's possible someone is carrying inmate lining or bedding up the stairs. I know this isn't a lot, but this is the first footage in 9 years we we've seen during that 15-minute window when the cameras went down. So obviously they have footage. By the way, this is his YouTube from the file. He had a YouTube channel that people are talking about. He made Minecraft videos. But back to this photo. Do you think that that's him? Not to mention his girlfriend in 2023 saying this in the present tense.
So even the Star of David, that was never a symbol for Judaism until Sebastian Sebai, 1666. This is when he declared himself the Messiah. And that symbol is actually from Solomon. They believe that it has mystic powers. Prior to that, it was the Kiddush cup that represented Judaism. So if you go on Wikipedia, it'll tell you that. It's Kabbalistic. So they're wearing the Star of David. The Jews that I went to school with, do I think that they're practicing orgies? No, of course not. The Reformed Jews are not doing that I went to school with. They're being told, you wear this because the Holocaust happened and you should love this symbol. It's a symbol of who you are. And I am challenging them to learn more because it does go back to Baal worship. You're exactly correct when you say that. They don't know that no more than I knew things about Black history. You know what you're told. We have to all become more studious on the topic of theology is what I think.
That's a good ass question. I mean, we know.
Who else thinks we need a gigantic investigation on Child Protective Services and whoever runs the whole Amber Alert deal?
Excuse the noise, but anyway, I'm at work the other night, y'all, and I'm getting ready to clean up, and I come across this. And this is not no lizard, by the way. I even put it in Google, took a picture and tried to Google it, because I know I'm tripping. I must be tripping because this ain't what I think it is. And Google told me it was a lizard, and we know daggone well this ain't no lizard, y'all. And where I work, there is no babies to be having no toys. This is not a toy. It was actually dried up dead, y'all. Look at this.
I am really caught up and don't know what to say about this one. But this is interesting. I'm not sure if it's a bug. It definitely looks like this little dinosaur. But what did she find? Did she find just some creature, some bug that's undocumented? Do we know what this is? Maybe it just looks like a dinosaur from this perspective. What could this be? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Unanswered Universe.
The veil. Do y'all think the veil is being lifted? That's why we able to see crazier shit. Because once upon a time we was all yelling, the veil's being lifted. Y'all, we gonna be seeing some crazy things. And then we start seeing some crazy things. And the first thing in every single comment, from mine to Instagram to TikTok, is AI. How the hell we gonna yell the veil's being lifted, we gonna see some crazy shit, and then we see some crazy shit, and then we come up with a whole new thing and be like, hey bro, this shit is AI, that ain't real. I thought we said that the veil was being lifted. I don't know, bro. Y'all gotta let me know. Tell me, am I tripping? Cause it sound like it sound like some people, it sound like we just crazy at that point, or delusional at that point. And I don't mean no disrespect. I'm just calling it for what I see. Let me know y'all thoughts.
That is a wrap. That is a wrap. You have now hit the spooky side of the algorithm. So before we get into today's topic, hi, I'm Stephanie, and I talk about the paranormal and strange. So imagine that this is like a school night, and you're sitting there rehearsing maybe like a history project, and you're recording this for school purposes. It's part of your homework, right? Seems like a normal weekday night. You're in the living room, you're on the couch, you have a loved one recording you, and your dog is behind you grabbing something off the couch. And actually, side note, this talented little pup climbed up that couch. I am so proud of you, by the way. I'm so proud of you. But everything feels ordinary until later when you watch the footage back. You realize that something has been watching you through the window. And this is the part that always gets to me, because my dog, anytime, he'll be growling at the window at night in the dining room, and I can't see anything, and I'm praying that the motion light will get it, and usually it's like a squirrel or a cat or something like that. So, then I go back to feeling safe and like, okay, that's normal. But that's not what happened here. In fact, I'm also noticing that the dog didn't react. Maybe the dog was very focused on the toy, maybe the dog didn't notice it. But we're gonna play it back again.
The taiga boreal forest, which is located in Russia, northern Canada, and
Now, some people think it's a statue or maybe Bigfoot.
This group sent cameras down to the bottom of Lake Tahoe and found concrete structures, maybe from a past civilization.
With the bottom of Lake Tahoe, there's so many areas I've seen kind of per accident, like just looking around the lake. They're amazing. When we drop cameras, we accidentally find really cool things that look like they could be man-made. Here is something that is pretty unique, and I think that's pretty cool too. The 90-degree rocks, those big cliff faces. If I would have been able to see this on a live view camera at the time, I would have spent a lot more time checking this out. What you can see is kind of 90-degree rocks, which you get a couple 90 degrees in nature, that's pretty normal. But a 90 degree in one dimension, a 90 degree in another, and another, with two more like complementary faces, both at 90 degrees, I think is actually pretty cool. Because it's kind of unique. I'm not saying that it's man-made, but it's almost a statistical anomaly to have that many things going on at once. This is one of the places that I did note the GPS of, and I want to go and see this. I want to go check out this area again. I do know for certain that there are a lot of things below 1,000 feet in the water that the public would actually have their minds blown if they knew that we're down there.
I want to know what he mean by that. He means something.
Okay, people are freaking out right now, and rightly so, because the NFL tweeted this in September, a photo. Bunch of teams, bunch of players, in front of the trophy they're going to win. 32 teams with February dreams were so back, right? And when you look at it, it just looks kind of like a cool graphic, nothing really hiding in plain sight here, right? And the NFL definitely isn't scripted, right? Well, if you zoom in very closely, this is something you would not notice if you just quickly scrolled past this. People at the very front of this group of players is Sam Darnold of the Seattle Seahawks and Drake May of the New England Patriots, who just so happen to be the two teams that just played in the Super Bowl. But you may be thinking, maybe when the NFL made this picture, they're going, based on the odds, based on the past records, like these are probably going to be the two teams going against each other. You'd think that, right? Except the New England Patriots in 2023 only won 4 games. So the odds of them facing off would be not very high. And that's not all, because it gets so much crazier. Right now, people are waking up to the fact that sports may be bread and circuses, right? Keep them fed, keep them entertained, and they won't revolt. Well, what's come to light in the most recent months is that the NFL is classified as a sports entertainment company, just like the WWE. Now, apparently, this is because they have to protect themselves from certain liabilities. That's the cover story anyway. But what I wonder is, if the oligarchs get together and decide to give a city a win, if the morale of the wage workers gets too low and a revolt is looming, then they will give that city's team a win to boost the morale and delay a potential uprising for another number of years. Now, I'm sure many of you know this, but Seattle is one of the lowest morale cities. People are not happy about being in Seattle because of sky-high cost of living, housing prices, gloomy, overcast weather, rampant homelessness, rising crime rates, and more. So did they let Seattle win because they wanted to boost the morale of Seattle? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Where to start?
The Marked Ones has to be the scariest Paranormal Activity movie that exists. Although the other ones are scary, I think this one is number 1. This time it's not a suburban house, it's a Latino neighborhood and the movie is shot like real home videos. After a woman downstairs dies under creepy circumstances, Jesse finds a bite mark on his arm. At first the bite mark is harmless until he starts moving unnaturally, hearing things, and he isolates himself from everyone and his friends and family question what's wrong with him. He's acting like something is inside him. He's marked. They discover a secret coven that uses demonic rituals to transfer a demon from body to body, and Jesse, he's next in line. The deeper they dig, the creepier things they find, but Jesse is not possessed. That's the twist. He starts time slipping. All connects to the original Paranormal Activity movie, and it's revealed that the demon, this entity, is actually controlling the time and events and everything that happens. Once you're marked, it never lets you go.
I'll be honest with you. I don't deal with paranormal movies. I don't. I really don't. They make me uneasy when I watch it. I ain't gonna say it make me scared. I'm gonna say it make me uneasy. Y'all heard that language there, right? But I'll be for real though. I don't really deal with that movie. I watch Insidious is my favorite one out of all of them. Insidious, Conjuring, Nuns, all that, bro. That's my shit. But we talking about paranormal. I don't deal with it. It's only because I've had certain experiences where that movie hit home more than all of them. Insidious too, but I don't know. It's hard to explain. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts. I don't like Insidious, especially the one with Micah, and I can't remember I think her name was Katie, something like that. I think. Let me know y'all thoughts though.
Vertebrae in your spine. There's 33 years in the life of Jesus Christ. Substance that comes from your medulla, which looks like the Ark of the Covenant, has angel's wings around it, the whole thing. Trip down your spine to your sacrum, which is Christ coming down into human form. Yeah. And if you don't squander that essence, that sexual essence, it ascends again and goes back up to heaven, which is your thing. It's also the story of Santa Claus. Why he comes down the chimney is because this juice or this substance actually passes what's called the claustrum, which is where they got Santa Claus. So it goes down the chimney and back up the chimney.
Swear this thing chased them. They called him Pigman, and everyone remembers seeing it at the same place. The story goes back to the 80s and 90s around Chittick Field, near Walnut and PCH. Back then, kids talked about a figure they called Pigman. They said he would come out near the field making pig noises. Multiple kids claimed the same thing. They said he chased them, running fast, grunting, and screaming. No one ever caught him, but the weird part is how many people remember the exact same story. Ask anybody who grew up around here and they'll tell you about Pigman.
Long Beach. Y'all ever heard about this? I ain't never heard of it.
I don't care what anybody says. This is not real snow. I don't care what nobody says. The snow should have been melted by now or something. The weather is not that cold. The sun has been out. It's not pillowy. Yes, there's some ice in it, and this is not our trash either. We have new neighbors. But anyway, this is mixed with something. And so I said a few years ago after COVID that something else was coming, and I know that I wasn't the only prophet, and that I believe that things would be put in the air to go into our respiratory systems and to affect our lungs and our breathing. But we are going to breathe the air of God in Jesus' name. Yeah, this is not real snow, guys. Please don't make snow water or snow foam or snow slushies or whatever you guys used to do back in the day. This is not back in the day snow. This is contaminated, polluted snow mixed with other things. And these are my men, my husband and my son, helping our new neighbors. I mean, yeah, strange things are happening, but we are not afraid. Yeah, this is not snow.
Just look at the Denver airports.
I need to hurry up and get out of goddamn Baytown, Texas. Look at what's coming out from... Oh no, got to go.
Hell no, boy. That humongous. Who the let that man in black roach on earth? Somebody call Will Smith. This ain't no way this roach is that big, y'all. She say this in Houston. Y'all be careful. If y'all roaches that big on Funnel Grade, y'all need to move.
I worked as a security guard in a mall. Worst, probably the worst, other than a museum and a cemetery. I have to say that. And maybe a morgue. Yeah, don't do that. But no, there was this girl, a little girl who died in our mall. She died at the coin, little wishing well thing that you put coins in. I think she drowned. So one night I'm working security, right? I got so many stories. One night I'm working security and we were closing up and we hear screams coming from where the bathroom area is at, right before you get to like the security area. And we heard a little girl screaming and there was nobody there. There was another night, which was really creepy, when I was driving around the perimeter, whatever. And I was in the car doing the top level and bottom level, driving around. There was one on foot security guard on the inside, and then there was another one in the little hub area. So while I'm driving, we're closing down, the mall's getting closed, we clear everybody out of the mall and whatever. And I hear the vet security guard, he was like, yeah, there's somebody, you know, and the young boy was in the hub. The vet security guard was on foot. So the young guy that was in the hub, he was like, I'm looking at security cameras. There's still somebody at the food court in front of the Whipped Creamery, which was like an ice cream shop. And so the one on foot was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the food court, tell him he got to go, okay? And he was like, what is he wearing? He was like a white t-shirt and some blue jeans and a fitted cap. So he goes to walk to the food court, and I can hear everything on my walkie. So he gets to the food court, right? And he gets on a walkie, and he was like, where is the person that we're trying to tell to leave? Because I don't see nobody up here. And the boy that's in the hub, he's like, he's right there. He's standing right there with the cap on, right in front of the ice cream restaurant, right in front of the ice cream little shop. So the security guard, right, who was sent up there, walks into view. This is what I saw after they replayed it, right? Because the boy was like, y'all not finna sit up here thinking I'm crazy. The security guard walks into view, puts his hands up on camera like, where? I don't see anybody. But while he's doing this, the man has his back to the camera because he's standing in front of like the damn cashier. I mean, the cash register, like he's about to order food. And so basically they were standing side by side. Like they were standing side by side. The security guard was in the camera with his arms up, shrugging like, what are you talking about? While the man was next to him, just standing there, just literally standing there. When that boy saw that, he said, well, just come back up here. I got to show you something. He was like, okay. He said, just come back up here. I got to show you something. I'm hearing this on the walk. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So when I did my stuff, I had like 30 minutes left on shift, got out the vehicle, parked it, did my little inspection, walked in, and they were like, let me show you something. Let's show you something. I got to show you something. That's what the boy said. And he was like kind of visibly spooked. And when we watched the video back, I said, oh, hell no. Hell no. There was nobody there. On camera, there was somebody there, but physically, there was nobody there. But I got so many stories. So if you ever just want to, like, if you just love paranormal activity, work as a night security guard for any warehouse. I won't even say warehouse, but like a mall or a museum or something like that.
Yo, so this is kind of crazy. I'm at my girlfriend's house, and last night I saw these footsteps in her yard, and it wouldn't make sense for anyone in her house to come outside and come from here. Like, these are where they are from. We've already been through here once, so we kind of trampled it. We do have the original video where you can still see the original footprints, and it's us going through it. I'm just making another video to kind of actually talk through it, because now we've seen it, it's easier to talk about it. So these were human footsteps leading through here. Bro, my phone hit low battery. They walk straight down here to this tree, and then you turn this way. They took a big step and they walk like this. Like, I think it might be this one. This might be the original one. And then it ends here. And then these were all us. This was all us. It ended right here. And up here, there is no human footprints. These are all us. We've created every single human footprint up here. Look at all these, like, squirrel or deer or weird footprints. We stepped up here. This is all us. These are like my shoes and my girlfriend and her sister. There's animal tracks all over the place. And then look at this. Animal tracks, animal tracks, animal tracks. Look at this blank snow right here. And then there's randomly more human footsteps right here. Way up here. How did someone even get up there? That's unexplainable. The animal tracks are like right here. That's an animal track. And then there's all this blank snow. One random human foot track going that way. So supposedly they wrapped around, came over here. You can see more footsteps over here. Human footsteps, human footsteps, human footstep. And then look at this. Human footstep with claws. And then an animal footprint in a row after he wrapped around and came back. Is this literal evidence of a skinwalker? We're kind of freaking out. The footsteps end right here up this rock. And then up here, look at all these animal footprints. I'm telling you, every single other footprint, we have the original video. I'll post the other ones that her sister recorded on my channel too. Someone help us explain this. It has us actually discovering it for the first time. This is me just going through everything. This is kind of crazy, like animal footprint to animal to bigger animal to like normal footsteps. Super freaky. Goes in a big circle. This is super weird. And it comes from our yard, from our sidewalk. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think.
Where's my baby?
He's not dead. A voice still cries out to be heard, loud and strong. Listen. Can you hear that? You hear that? That's the sound of life. The sound of humanity. His cry of love. His love.
You are free. But I warn you, if you make any further inquiries, or if you say a single word to anyone about what you have seen, there will be the most dire consequences for you and your family. Do you understand?
What movie is that? I hope them clips can stay in.
I'm gonna tell you a little secret. If I take a dolphin and I slow it down, it sounds like a monkey. If I take a chimpanzee and I speed it up, it sounds like a mouse. If I take a mouse, slow it down, it sounds like a seagull. If I take a seagull and slow the seagull down, it sounds like a gorilla or a whale. If I take a whale and we speed the whale up, it sounds like birds. Here's some cows. Sped up, they sound like puppies. If we slow crickets down, we're back at birds. Information is transmitted via waves. We can see that, we can hear that. The fundamental is the carrier wave. The harmonics differentiate my voice from a singer. Whales communicate below our hearing, so we have to speed it up to hear it. Our hearing is right here, and above it.
Frickin' bats. I love Halloween.
Frickin' bats and whales and dolphins use higher frequencies to see. They bounce the waves off to get an image. Everything is connected this way. Grizzly bears even sound like humans.
Why am I mind blown right now, bro?
Listen closely to this movie from night.
I want to watch that.
Welcome to the party. I have more for you. Hi, I'm a sociologist that grew up in super conservative evangelical Christianity, deconstructed, and got really into the magical arts. After going through seminary school, and then studying the sociology of religion and getting a degree in it. Because this has been my hyper-focus, for decades. And I'm autistic. But no, they're not Satanists. That's a little ruse they've been playing. This has always been what's been behind Abrahamic religions. They are the worship of the war and storm god, like Baal or Moloch from Sumeria. And blood sacrifice rituals have been a part of that for a very long time. And killing babies, cutting off babies' dicks, sending a bunch of people to war so that they can use that as a blood sacrifice ritual, hunting people, and a whole lot. And then they do the super fun thing where they have everybody in all the churches drink Jesus's blood, and then they harvest everybody's like worship and energy within those churches and instill in them a fear of hell so they can harvest their fear to support all their rituals, which are essentially rituals to make them all like rich and famous and powerful and win wars and those kind of things. Because they're feeding this, you could say, demonic entity, or egregore, some like to call it, in exchange for rewards, like controlling the whole world. And this has always been what's been behind Abrahamic religions. And a really big key feature of that is the suppression of the divine feminine. It is essentially the spiritual roots behind patriarchy. So no, they are not Satanists. Satan would actually be like the opposite of that god, and is theologically like the light bearer that would reveal what that evil god is doing, and convincing you that that guy is the evil guy, and the evil guy is actually the good guy, is the greatest lie they've ever pulled. So no, they're not Satanists. They're Christian. And Jewish. And I'm just really glad people are finally starting to figure this out, because it's been bugging me for a long time.
The only way for evil to prevail is for good men to do nothing. What's happening right now in our country should unite all of us. Not left, not right, not red, not blue. It's the everyday man versus a protected class that has been lying to us for decades. Democrats were involved, Republicans were involved, and both sides have spent years covering it up. This isn't even debatable anymore. Just because someone's name is on a list or an email doesn't automatically make them a... But every single one of those knew exactly what was going on. They stayed quiet. They protected the power and the institutions instead of the children. That makes them guilty, every single one of them. And for years, they told us we were crazy. Conspiracy theorists, dangerous, unhinged, Pizzagate, JFK, MLK, Russiagate, MK Ultra, the World Trade Center, Charlie Kirk, Mossad. And every time it's the exact same playbook. Mock, discredit, bury, gaslight. Turns out the people asking the questions weren't insane. They were early. Modern day prophets don't wear robes, and they don't wear suits. They get banned, they get shadow banned, they get canceled, they get laughed at. There is a line in the scriptures that the truth shall be shouted from the rooftops. The only reason why this has come out is because people didn't let up. Because a lot of us refused to go to sleep. And those of you who refused to remain silent, who spoke up, regardless of the cost, I salute you. You're the true watchman. But for way too long, too many people have been going around like they're in a gosh damn Enya video. Docile as Hindu cows. I can't tell you how many comments I've read on a post I put up this morning about how we should just stop talking about it. Who cares? What do you mean, who cares? Our world is run by a ring of... That doesn't matter to you? That's not important? You're the problem. We're just at the tip of the iceberg. Names have been blacked out and redacted. And do we really think that Epstein's island is the only one? Ask yourself, why now? And the truth is because it wouldn't go away. And now they're giving us one island. So we'll put the pitchforks down and go back home. This isn't a scandal. It's a scandal and the worst kind. And you don't negotiate with a scandal.
What's y'all thoughts, man? What's y'all thoughts? I'm curious to hear it. Shit ain't right. Shit ain't cool. I gotta ride with them. But y'all know we made it to the end of this, and if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7, and this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I appreciate you if you're watching ETV, whatever the case is. I wish it was smooth 7. I love y'all, Collective. Till I see everybody in the next one. Y'all know what it is. We gone.
Ay, yeah, I just check my count, sheesh, at the amount.